Good evening, everyone. This is Atmospheric Alex here with another weather forecast and discussion. And we will be talking about a major winter storm that will be tracking across the deep south along the Gulf coastline tomorrow and into Wednesday. This wintry mess will also be moving into the Carolina coasts as well. So quite a big situation to be looking at here today. But before we begin, I want to show you all the crazy mini blizzard I received yesterday. It was really blowing hard out there. You could see visibility really just dropping off here. Trees out in the distance are barely even visible. Yeah, so I dealt with quite the situation yesterday, and this lasted for a couple of hours, just a non-stop, heavy, blowing, blizzard-like conditions. It was insane. And of course, in the midst of all this, I was able to get some crazy snowflake photos here. Just want to go through them really quick. But they're not the highest resolution. Maybe later on I plan on getting maybe a better camera or something, but you could really make out the dendrites here and the formations on them too. Really zoomed in view. I mean, take a look at some of these. They look like little crystallized flowers here, and you could just see your intricate structures here, your branches on some of these patterns, big and small, and all your different shapes and sizes. So I didn't have fun taking these pictures, but I had fun going back through them. Like this one here, look at how it kind of is see-through, and it blends with my glove. Really awesome. Kind of something I'm going to start doing more often when it snows. You can see several beautiful looking dendrites here in view, and really awesome. And that one's even a bit see-through, and it just continues. Even some more here. My goodness. Needless to say, I had quite a bit of fun looking back through these, and in this one, if you look closely at it, you start to wonder why I like the snow so much. That would probably be why, and just, yeah, absolutely gorgeous pictures there. And if you didn't know, all the different shapes and sizes are really formed from temperatures, aloft and the mid-levels at the surface contributes to crystal generation, like dendrite growth. So, very intriguing science, sir. I need to study this a little bit more to see if I can predict when we'll be seeing near-perfect dendrites floating down from the sky in our next snow event. But you may not have came for all that. We're going to dive into the real meat and potatoes of this video here. On weather-wise, we're looking at your WSSI index, and you're going to begin to notice there's something a little weird here. It is really far south. I just take a look at your major category. Talk about major impacts near Houston, Beaumont, Texas. A town near the coast, Galveston, getting in on some of this. That will mainly be in the form of heavy snow and some ice concerns as well. And then in your orange shaded areas is your moderate impact, stretches all the way to New Orleans. It doesn't feel right saying this, does it? But it is definitely going to be anchored right along the Gulf Coast region. So maybe a little tick north as well, but not by much. Hattiesburg getting in on it, Baton Rouge getting in on it as well. And even your yellow colors like San Antonio, Austin, you're already starting to see snow flying around these areas as we speak. Moving into tomorrow, this begins to shift a lot further off to your east, and yeah, this is just outrageous. Orange colors speckled across southern Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, even northern Florida. You're getting some on the panhandle. Insane. Really haven't seen anything like this in a long time. And then going into Wednesday, freezing rain and even snow concerns on the rise for northern Florida. Unbelievable. Your snow amount, you could definitely see your major category here. It's a pretty large area. I'd say from Houston to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where we could be talking about extremely heavy snow rates going into tomorrow morning through tomorrow evening. We'll touch up on that later in the video. And lastly, we'll move into our ice accumulation here. We're already starting to see some freezing rain here south of San Antonio begin to occur. Really just because your temperatures at the surface are below freezing, but aloft are still slightly above. So not favorable for snow just yet. And going into tomorrow here, yeah, look at this across northern Florida, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Apalachicola, Panama City, Gainesville, almost down to Daytona Beach, for crying out loud. We're talking about winter weather breaking out here, mainly in the form of ice. Could see a 1/4 inch of icing across these areas, which would lead to substantial problems. And into Wednesday, yeah, same song and dance, just I have my loss of words. So we're now going to take an extremely zoomed in view, and we're going to start with portions of East Texas and Louisiana here. As we go through time, you could start to see some snow breaking out near Lufkin. Oh my gosh, and this is starting around 9, 10, 11 tonight. This will begin to overspread further eastward into Baton Rouge here, but I really want to take your attention into tomorrow morning for your morning commute here. Houston, heavy snow. Lake Charles getting in on heavy snow. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, it is going to get white out there fast. Low visibility is expected as well. And then across the bayous, we're talking about a mix of heavy snow and some freezing rain as well. Just unrealistic behavior here from Mother Nature, really, and going throughout the rest of the morning into the early afternoon hours. Yeah, it is dumping snow in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Just unbelievable. And the further south you go in the bayou, the heavier it gets because of your Gulf moisture. This will even start to overspread into Gulfport here, Mobile. That is just something I never thought I'd have to say. It has happened before, but it could be on the higher end of things. We'll take a look at that later. But just a huge snow shield breaking out across areas that don't typically see snow. Unreal stuff. Wild there. And that begins to clear out going into tomorrow at night. Speaking of which, as we go further east here, same song and dance. Look at Pensacola, Florida, getting in on some heavy snow tomorrow afternoon. Unbelievable. Panama City, Tallahassee will even get on some of this as well. So, again, if you have to travel anywhere tomorrow, which I really hope you don't, you need to stay extremely cautious out on the roads. Okay, you need to have your guard at an all-time high here. And extremely heavy snow, and this model shows it puking snow going into Panama City, Tallahassee. Wow. Unbelievable snow rates that you are just not used to seeing. So there's going to be a lot of drivers out there who are going to be freaking out. And just, yeah, be extra cautious tomorrow, throughout the whole entire day, really. And then still pouring down snow, still dumping in Tallahassee, going into late tomorrow night. Possibly switching over to freezing rain for all said and done as well. Now going further east, we're looking at tomorrow evening, and we're talking, look at that, Evergreen, Alabama, Dothan, Alabama, Albany, Georgia, Valdosta, Georgia. That is crazy. Macon, Georgia. It stays just so far south, doesn't it? And I want to note one thing real quick. You could see your green colors up here, and you're thinking, oh, that's rain. Ew, no, I don't want to see rain. No, this is picking up on precipitation way above your heads. That is not quite reaching the ground. All this virga over here. If we can get enough moisture in these areas tomorrow, which it looks like we might, we're starting to trend towards that, I expect all these greens to shift over to blues. Again, if we can achieve that. So we could see snow as far north, not as far south, as far north as Montgomery, Meridian, could even see it up to Birmingham. We'll have to see. Atlanta's a wild card scenario. Greenville, Spartanburg, Charlotte, Columbia, South Carolina, all those areas in there. We could see maybe some snow breaking out across those areas. And as we forwarded through time, really quickly, just want to point out this model, the HRRR, shows it snowing like crazy going into Jacksonville, Florida tomorrow night. Let that sink in real quick. Gainesville getting in on a wintry mix. St. Augustine, same thing. Even going further south off the map, I mean, I didn't think I'd have to get a Florida sector prepared. This is unbelievable. And yeah, switching from sleet to freezing rain across a large area. Icing will be a huge concern. Pushing in on your South Carolina sector, I want to note we could see some early rounds of freezing drizzle here going on across Charleston early tomorrow morning. That moves on out, and then your main bout of activity moves in tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and heavy snow breaking out across Charleston here. Again, areas to the north and west, I would like to note, could end up seeing more snow than forecasted. We see northwesterly shifts generally up to the event here. We haven't seen many of that yet, but that could change. Savannah heavy snow, Myrtle Beach heavy snow, Wilmington, North Carolina getting on some snow there. Unbelievable here, going out into the Atlantic, of course, and then switching over to possibly freezing rain by the end of it. I really hope it could stay as snow and not switch to ice. That would be a problem across the coast. Moving into your North Carolina sector, I'm spending a bit of time on this, but this is going to be the longest section of the video. Yeah, you could see, look at all these greens here overspreading across Charlotte, Florence, Raleigh, Greenville here, going up into Richmond, Norfolk, Roanoke. That could all be snow. We'll just have to keep an eye on the radar. We'll have to see if that virga is able to reach the ground, or as they call snurga, like snow virga. So, just fun little terminology there, right? And we are talking about Cape Hatteras seeing some early rounds of snow into the evening. Yeah, just a really nice event all in all. Just stay cautious out there. Not many people are used to this. Cape Hatteras getting on much more snow into Newport as well. And, going into a late tomorrow night, so... And it should all be coming to a close by Wednesday morning, even on the Outer Banks as well. Now for your NAM model, we're going to look through this really fast. It's a lot further north than just projection at first. Shows it just dumping. Shows it basically, and I keep using this term, shows it puking snow across New Orleans, Pensacola. I mean, you just get this mild depiction, and your jaws just drop to the floor. It's like, how could it snow this far south, right? I mean, let's back it up a few frames. It's literally snowing out in the oil rigs here in the Gulf. Unbelievable stuff. Just enjoy it while it lasts. This is a rare event. It'll be quite magical out there. Problematic too, but just not every day you see this. We're going to take a look at your snowfall totals on your HRRR model. We're going to speed through this since this is just a model, not fully accurate. Gosh, I mean, I'm telling you what. It shows 6 to 9 inches across much of southern Louisiana in the bayous. New Orleans, 7 to 8 inches. This is very weird. Baton Rouge, around 5 inches. It's just, I'm at a loss of words. I don't know what to say. And 8 inches, if you didn't know, is your all-time record. We could smash that tomorrow. Hypothetically speaking, we may be talking about totally historic record-breaking snowfall totals here. And let me tell you, it's going to lead to a lot of issues. So luckily, there's already storm chasers en route down there. And it's probably going to look really bizarre, seeing it snowing heavily with palm trees around, or maybe on the beach as well, perhaps. And like I said before, these could definitely shift a lot further off to the northwest with time, depending on moisture trends. Moving further east, and what a surprise, 4 to 5 inches across a large area. Panama City, Florida, 5 inches on this model run. Wow! I don't think we're going to see that much. You could definitely get a surprise through these areas. And further off to the northwest, I do expect Atlanta to probably see a dusting up here, just in case you're curious. But this will drop off as you go further east. Just please, if you can, save this image in your head, because you will never be seeing anything like this again for probably a very long time. Then your NAM 3 kilometer model will get your snowfall as well. Same song and dance. It really is. I mean, there's not much to change here. Shows a lot more for your Outer Banks, and I believe this a lot more. We're starting to see more northwest trends. Yeah, most notably on this model, do you see it a little further off there? Something that you would dream out of a hypothetical scenario. You go to sleep one night, you live in New Orleans or along the beaches, and it snows. And then you wake up from your dream realizing it isn't real. It never was until tomorrow. Yeah, unbelievable. How about your National Weather Service offices? I want you to take in these images here if you live in these areas. Decided to leave the whole entire detailed discussion up that they wrote out and did an incredible job with, I must say. These are the best graphics I think I've ever seen from a National Weather Service office. But we're talking for the Houston area, 4 to 6 inches of snow. That is just bizarre, isn't it? But we're talking about travel that is not advised. Once again, Hazardous to impossible driving conditions, snow and ice covered roads. If you must travel, be prepared for road closures, dangerous travel conditions, possibility to be stranded. So you might want to bring an extra snack or even an extra meal with you on your way to work if you have to go. And you be sure to have food, water, and warm clothing stocked in your vehicle. Exactly. You all are not used to this down here, and you need to take this very seriously. For your Lake Charles jurisdiction area here, 6 to 8 inches here, Jennings, Opelousas, Lafayette, even down to Morgan City. Lake Charles getting in on it as well. But yes, I'd like to note here, some areas could realistically see as much as 10 inches of snow. This would be an all-time record for these areas. Unreal stuff. Yeah. Goodness me. And since this area isn't used to it, we're talking about other additional hazards. Failure of flat roofs and overhangs could be possible. Yeah. Strong winds and the weight of snow on tree limbs may down power lines, could cause sporadic power outages. I would argue this could be more widespread in nature, and then vehicle travel is probably going to be nearly impossible. I mean, come on, when a place named Sea Rim State Park is seeing 4 to 6 inches of snow, that's how you know you didn't move far enough south, right? Now for your New Orleans area, about 6 inches is expected in NOLA. Just wild stuff. I can't stop saying it, and I'm speechless. You can imagine. Baton Rouge, about 7 inches. Realistically, you could see higher totals, like Lake Charles said. And going into the bayou, about 3 to 5 inches there. And take a look further off to your east, Gulfport, about 4 inches. Pascagoula, 4 inches. Oh my goodness. Familiar names like Slidell, 5.5. What is going on? We were tracking hurricanes through here earlier this year, and now we're tracking a major snowstorm. Crazy. And here is your realistic high-end totals, if they were to verify. We're talking about 9 to 10 inches across Lafayette, Bunkie, Baton Rouge, Hammond. Yes, again, your higher-end totals may verify. It's just... Please, just enjoy this. Even if you're not a snow lover, you have to appreciate that this is a very rare event. So, get out there, build some snowmen, have fun with the family if you wish. Moving to your National Weather Service offices of Mobile and Pensacola, Florida. That's right, you heard me say it, Florida. Oh goody. This has the potential to be a historic winter storm for the southern half of the area. Not the northern half, the southern half. Winter storm warning is in effect, we all know that. And really just absurd, Even areas along the coastline are likely to remain mostly snow. Wording that you will not hear for a long time at this point. And here's your snow map over here, 2 to 4 inches for Mobile. And yeah, just even Gulf Shores, Pensacola, 2 to 4 inches. Locally higher amounts can't be ruled out either. Destin, that's a highly touristy area along the coast there. They have a nice beach that's about to be completely white by the end of this. Wow. Your National Weather Service of Jackson, Mississippi, just to show you the northward extent, because, areas across the northern half of the deep south want to know, will it get far enough north? Well, we'll have to wait and see. You can see the potential here for dusting up to Jackson. This could push further north and west. Same goes for your Birmingham jurisdiction as well. Birmingham, Tuscaloosa. I do expect this to be bumped a little further north through time, probably about a trace to a dusting. And then here we go again. Alex City getting in on a dusting of snow. Well, I can safely say that I have more snow than Alex City right now. Isn't that crazy? And then moving further south, your totals will get higher. And for even more awesome graphics, this is from Tallahassee's jurisdiction. Now, these are the best graphics I've seen, but you can see here with your snowfall as it switches back, we're seeing 3 to 4 inches across, look at that, Enterprise, Dothan here. Panama City, even an inch of snow. That is unbelievable. And in this area here, yellow shade region snowfall amounts could be higher if southward shifts continue. Unbelievable. Freezing rain accumulations about 1/4 of an inch in some areas, which will cause a lot of problems. National Weather Service of Jacksonville, let that sink in, calling for a dusting in Jacksonville, Florida. Even going a little further north, Waycross about an inch here, along the immediate coast about an inch as well. Quickly moving through National Weather Service of Atlanta, there's a lot of uncertainty. 1 to 3 inches of snow is possible, and it could even get a little bit higher depending on your northward shifts. Charleston, South Carolina here could see up to an inch. Really, the whole area could see up to an inch. And this could trend a lot higher. This is a boom or bust area, according to latest model trends. Don't be particularly surprised if areas here get upwards of maybe 2 to 4 inches, depending on a lot of different factors in play. Up to about 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain down near Darien, Savannah. Do expect power outages there from that. And very hazardous road conditions as well. And up here in areas that have been snow-starved, I'm talking about areas near Columbia. Yeah, about an inch there possibly. And further south you go, the more snow you'll get. Really surreal wording there. And for the Outer Banks, well, you're going to be along the beaches, but you could see upwards of 4 to 5 inches. Talking about 4 inches in Kitty Hawk. Yes, it's a little more common here than, say, Pensacola, Florida, but still the point stands. And now, before we end off today's video, you're not going to be seeing this down there as there's no mountains, but yeah, take a look at all that snow there. The nice little picture I took today. Absolutely beautiful. You can see every individual tree in there just completely white. And some more light snow flurries are occurring up in the mountains as we speak here. Just a surreal scene. And with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning into today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I did seem a little less professional, but I'm just blown away. My jaw is dropped to the floor at this point. Just seeing even a thumbnail like this, historic totals possible in New Orleans. What? If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my little corner of the weather community if you wish, and feel free to comment in the section below letting me know how I did, if there's any changes you would like to see it from me, or any future suggestions, of course. And share some friends and family on social media. That said, you have a wonderful night, and please stay off the roads if you can. And I certainly cannot wait to see the surreal photos of the snow mixed in with the palm trees tomorrow. Should be fun to watch.